you should have two 1 meter long LED strips, one battery controller box with mount, 4 felt pads, 8 long binding screws, 8 washers, a universal AC adapter, and alcohol cleaning pads. You will also need a screwdriver for the binding screws and tape for marking important locations. First, position the controller box next to your forward binding. Notice the direction of the connectors on the LED strips. These should point towards the controller box. Connect the strips to the controller box and adjust to remove excessive slack. Mark the center of the strip with tape on the snowboard. Now disconnect the strips and set everything aside. Using tape, mark the sides of your bindings. Next, remove the bindings and set them aside. We suggest cleaning your board with soap and water. Then, using the alcohol cleaning pads, clean the edges of your board where the LED strips will mount and the area where your controller box will mount. Next, remove the adhesive backing from one half of an LED strip. Be careful not to touch the adhesive with your hands because it can weaken the bonding strength. Align the center of your strip with your previous mark and ensure that no part of the strip comes any closer than approximately 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the board. Press down firmly on the strip and smooth out air bubbles, working your way towards the end. Then remove the rest of the adhesive backing and finish the rest of the strip. Repeat for the second strip. Now it's time to mount the spacers under your bindings. In the past, LED snowboard kits included 2 large spacers for each binding. We have improved our design to better support your binding and to protect the LED strips. As shown in the diagram, the new design uses a large spacer for the heel and toe and 5 small spacers to support the center and sides of your bindings. This works for both channel bindings and standard bindings. Remove the protective film from the adhesive tape on each spacer and mount to your snowboard under each binding according to this diagram. Hold your binding over the spacers and make sure that the large spacers align with your toe and heel, and that the small spacers support the outer edges of your bindings, keeping in mind the angle that you usually set your bindings to for your riding style. Using the provided long binding screws and optional washers, remount your binding. Ensure each screw is installed with at least 3 full turns. If screw bottoms out before the binding is tight, remove and reinstall the screws with the provided washers. Repeat for the second binding. Next, remove the adhesive backing from the controller box and press firmly on the snowboard for 30 seconds. Now connect the LED strips and tighten the outer rings. The following step is the most important step. You must allow the adhesive 72 hours at room temperature to cure before enjoying your new LED snowboard.